Hey there, party people! Welcome back to what is the final tier list of this damn series. Today, I'm actually joined by friends who are going to heckle me while I list my most favorite of favorite servants. Say hello.
Hey
Hi.
there.
So, what happened is that I had the idea of, what if I streamed this? And I made a poll about it, and I timed that poll. What YouTube does is that it doesn't notify me that the poll is over, doesn't notify me about the results, but when it's over, it just disappears. So I have no idea how that poll ended. And to split the difference between the two options, I'm recording with friends. You guys want to say anything about
That's
yourselves
right.
or just want to shit on me throughout this entire video?
Um,
I'm the
I'm
third
not sure what.
biggest Oberon fan. I'm the third biggest Oberon fan in all of North America. Third because I still have him at only NP2, but Oberon isn't on this list. So automatically, it's the worst list ever.
You see, I was going to call you the second biggest Oberon fan, mostly just because I know you can't beat trash.
I
No one can
can't,
beat trash.
but I assume that there has to be somebody who is between me and trash. I can't be right next to Pete. There has to be somebody between little old me and Pete. So yeah.
And my other friend here is the world's biggest Quetz fan.
Yes, we got 6 copies of her, and all the way to 120 max skills, max spells, everything, the whole 9 yards. I got nearly 2K quartz for Cuckoo.
It's really insane, and it's going to be wild to watch you do that. But for this,
Yeah.
so since you guys are here, I'm going to give you guys the option of either picking at random which character you want me to place anywhere, or should I just go in order? Right, I should explain the tiers first, shouldn't I? All right.
Probably.
Starting from the bottom. So these are all the characters that I chose from the EX tier in my previous 8 tier lists. So no matter what, even at the bottom, they're still EX tier. And then above that is I love them. Like, I love when they show up. I pop off when they show up in the story and everything like that. 10, 10, 10 just means that I devote a lot of resources to using them, playing with them, interacting with them, stuff like that. Best in class, only 8 servants are going to be in here. They are the favorites among the favorites for each tier list, basically. And then peak is even further beyond that. Something that goes and transcends my love for the character. They are just my favorite characters, period, in multiple different media. And that's how
We're
this
going
list
plus
works.
ultra.
Yes, plus Ultra.
We already know who's probably gonna go in peak, but I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah, I can
uh,
think of 2 or 3.
yeah, I'm not gonna start this off the same way I did the Lancer video. I can't do that joke too many times.
That's fair.
All right, we'll start in order then. So we're going with Mosh, and honestly, still EX. Because the thing with Mosh is that I do love Mosh. I'll say that about every character. Again, we know how this works. But my thing with her is that she's such a safe damn answer for who you like in Fate, because she is specifically designed for you to like her. She's designed very well for that. I give it credit for that. Very easy to make that kind of character fail, but they didn't with Mosh. But at the same time, she just kind of just fits that role. She doesn't step beyond that role.
No, yeah, I can't really argue with that, personally.
Yeah, I think the thing with characters like MASH is that when you have a character that's constantly in the story and kind of talks for the player character sometimes, it's really easy to, even if they're like a really good character, it's kind of easy to get kind of like too much of them.
Yeah, they definitely cooked with MASH. Because I can think of so many characters that are like that, where it's just like, oh no, she is designed for you to like her, and then it's just like, no, you're goddamn annoying, go away. So in a weird, kind of similar vein, but also the exact opposite vein, for reasons that I have ranted on before, Saber. I have such a interesting situation with Saber nowadays because I do adore the character fundamentally. But it's kind of hard to feel that adoration constantly because of how FGO just kind of shafts the original Saber. And yes, they do. They keep on replacing her with other variants that aren't the same character. And even to the point where they have Artoria Lancer pop up in moments where the Round Table is doing something instead of her. And that is an issue. But still, ever since I first watched Fate Zero, Saber has been an amazing character, and even with how criminally underutilized, like, not even just the story, just in general, she is in Fate Grand Order, she still only has 2 room lines for other characters, Gil and Emiya. That's insane to me. Despite that, she's still peak.
Damn, yeah. It is insane that the mascot of the fucking franchise is getting shafted this hard.
Honestly, yeah. The fact that Artoria is never really shown in the story, and it's always just one of her 8 billion clones or XPs or alternative versions, it's kind of sad. And I get that it's because, like, oh, her story is over. We don't need to talk about Saber anymore. Her entire little arc is over. We don't have to, like, dig her out of her grave. I get that maybe in the story of FGO that it is kind of like, oh, there's a gap left behind by Saber fulfilling her character arc, and the world is repeatedly trying to remake a new Saber to fill this Saber-shaped hole by making, like, Artoria Lancer and Castoria and such. But it's still just like, man, we can't just have, like, regular Saber do something, like, goofy, like, not even just in the main story, like, have her in an event. Because the only, like, the regular Saber we've had was Archer, Summer Archer, back in the very first summer event. And even then, I don't know, back then the writing in FGO was weird.
I will say that the idea that is like, oh, her story is over, that's why she doesn't get used, is a complete bullshit take. Because, yeah, I can understand her not being a main character because of that reason, that makes sense. But with how FGO is set up and how the universe is set up, stories aren't over. We keep on seeing Round Knight characters show up, and it's like, okay, cool. How does this updated version of Artoria, this Artoria that has had this character arc, how does she now interact with the people she knew in life, and how do they interact with her? It doesn't have to be like a full story or anything, but to see those smaller interactions is all I'm asking for, is honestly.
Are her interludes even any good? I haven't read them.
Not really.
Good question.
Yeah, because aren't they all? Yeah, because aren't they all, like, early FGO writing? Because all of them came out in, like, the first, like, year or two of FGO.
I think she only had one interlude.
Oh, she only has one? Oh my god. I'm mixing up her rank ups with her interludes, I think,
Yeah.
then. She has, like, 80 bajillion rank ups.
Yeah.
And also, they still don't give her the suit.
No, yeah, that's insane to me too.
We need the suit. They gave Gouda the suit, but they didn't give Saber the suit.
You don't care about invisible air. Where's the suit?
Alright. I'm gonna try and not spend as much time on each person, because we are 10 minutes into this recording.
That's fair, that's fair.
But I promise nothing, because we all like talking about these characters, and if anything, I may split up this video or just have it just be a feature-length video.
We each have some faves in here, like, even just discounting Brian, me and Rex have faves, so it's gonna be talkative.
There will be some that I cut down.
Anime voice chat.
The yappers.
Exactly.
Altera, I'm gonna put in 10, 10, 10. She's really close to being best in class. We'll get to who I chose best in class later. Because they're very interchangeable, and it really depends on how FGO and Fate writing in general decides to go forward with them in certain ways. Altera, I do adore so much just because of Fate Extella, honestly. That backstory and everything about her is insane. And it's wild to me that the White Titan is brought up twice back to back in Fate Grand Order, and they don't talk about how that's actually Altera's original form. What are you doing here? And on this
Yeah.
note, I'm going to put Santa Altera as
Hmm.
actually above because best Santa.
I was thinking they're like
I-
saving it for some kind of extra event again, maybe. Or no, I don't know. Maybe the
I don't
same one
know.
that's trying to bring back the meaties in.
Her only story appearance is all the way back in Rome, and we all know how fucking Rome went.
She also appeared in
Nobody-
Solomon using teardrop proton
Oh,
Oh
ray.
yeah, I mean everybody appeared in Solomon. That's kind of just the point of Solomon was that everybody's here. It's like Smash Bros. You remember Altera, right?
Yes, but she
It
did
was
also
the
have
end game of Grand Order.
yes, but she also did have the moment of actually using her real Noble Phantasm teardrop photon ray. So that was cool.
Fair. I do agree that because we keep mentioning Sephar is a very important part of history that has caused so many branching timelines because of how it may have went or how it could have been handled. Maybe we should have had a more Altera appearances, just because Sephar.
Yeah. Also, did you know that Charlemagne does not have any room dialogue for Altera, despite the fact that the White Titan's corpse is part of his goddamn origin story in Fate?
Oh, come on.
Man, they really just do not care about these year one sabers. That's crazy.
It is wild to me.
Because
There's no
that's
shit to
both
give them.
Altera and Artorias.
It's insane. Liz now. Liz, best in class. I made an entire video, and all the other lists are 10, 10, 10. I made an entire video about how much I love Liz and why she is the most Fate character. Like, she embodies the meaning of Fate, Stay Night, like the kind of thing of fighting against destiny and history and like human will spirit. That's a phrase that doesn't work, but you know what I mean. She's amazing.
In fact, I'm surprised she's not peak, actually.
Let me double check the Lancers. Because she might be in best in class by default. 1 second. Okay, yeah, no, she can go to peak.
Yo.
We'll get the best Lancer later.
Yeah.
I like Liz, and it really irks me with the dialogue choices in the game that they basically just force you to be mean to her. Like, I don't want to be mean to her. I love her. I'm one of her fans. I want her to sing. Like, sure, okay, maybe I need earplugs, but I want her to be happy.
You gotta at least have Gouda try to be, like, at least fake being nice. It's better than, like, straight up rudeness. I don't know.
Yeah, the writers have such a hate boner for Liz, which is part of the reason I actually like the latest Halloween event, even though, technically speaking, the story wasn't that great, but you were nice to Liz throughout the entire thing, and that was positive to me.
We need a Liz summer. The
Yes.
last time Liz was in a summer event, she got run
Maybe-
like Carmilla, right?
Yeah, one of the reasons I don't like
Maybe, like-
Carmilla.
Maybe, like,
Man.
reverse Summerween and have a summer-based Halloween event.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. That's the best I can think of. Like, they keep with the theme of her being the Halloween one, but use a summer spooky thing to give her the costume.
Uchi.
Yeah, Uchi Wakamaru goes into
The
Love
dog.
Uchi Wakamaru is mostly just an absolute vibe. she's one of the characters I can't talk about in length because I just don't know really how to articulate how I feel about her, but I do just love whenever she's involved in a story. It's just like, yes, you're here. Steal the show. That kind of thing.
That what happened in the Bakken event. She got left behind in Chaldea.
It was so sad.
My
Also,
poor dog.
yeah, how did she not get a thing for that event, like a attack up, because she's a dog person.
Yeah, we
I-
had her and everything.
I don't know. The way FGO does the event bonuses in events is sometimes real sketchy because it's like they'll have a character that's like perfectly tailored for the exact theming of the event, and they one won't have an event bonus and two won't even show up in the event, and it's like, man, wasted opportunity.
Man,
Yeah, I think as a rule, every event should have at least one character from each class be on get one of the buff things. Like, no matter what.
yeah.
It's insane to me that we go through several events and it's just like there's 2 slots that you can't fill because they didn't give that class a buff, and it's just like, screw you, let me make my support properly.
Oh, my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
time was when Prisma Ilia, the original Prisma Ilia event happened. I had actually invested most of my resources into only male servants, and that event I think only gave buffs to female servants, and so I was shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's not my fault. Walter was my favorite servant ever.
Marie Antoinette, my homie is still EX. Because
What's up, homie?
exactly. The thing is she is adorable, she is lovely, but she's also admittedly pretty damn basic. And that's kind of where we're at.
Can't even argue. You're right, though.
I do think it's really interesting the angle that Fate plays, where okay, it isn't interesting they do it with Jean, but with Marie, it's interesting to me. Where she's like, she loves France too much to have a grudge against it.
Yeah.
Like, she has every right, every possible reason. They killed her son. They made her suffer to hate France. But even so, she still just loves France and wants it to prosper. And so any Avenger version of her is just a fake. I find that just very interesting.
Yeah.
It does make it like super bittersweet and depressing.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those moments where fate wants to be convoluted in the right way, as opposed to most of the time.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fate does some good writing stuff. It's weird sometimes.
It just gets so convoluted for no reason, where it's just like, you can do this story thread in a much simpler way and still be just as effective. Why are you going through Albuquerque to get here?
Albuquerque.
Nasu's writing is like Zoro from One Piece. It got lost,
Basically.
but still made it.
Yeah. Martha is definitely love you tier.
Punch none.
Exactly.
As
Punch
another
Saint.
friend would say.
Saint of Fists. I love it.
Hell yeah. I love like
So-
the ruler is almost the default now in a lot of and almost anywhere that isn't a serious story.
Also, great big sister energy.
I'm just
Which
always
I am definitely a fan
sucker
of.
for the juxtaposition of a demure lady that also just is no nonsense, takes no shit.
Yeah, basically.
I do worry about how she raised her siblings though. The way it makes it sound like.
Don't worry, they're fine. Except for Lazarus, but he got better later.
It's true.
The Hassan, I'm going to just use all at once. They're all going into 10, 10, 10, except for Gramps, who let me double check here, is Peak.
And
There's so many characters here, I have to double check to make sure that someone doesn't get, like, defaulted. But I love the Hassan so damn much. They are an amazing group of characters, and I love lawful evil nonsense, and just how they all kind of exist to, again, perpetuate the idea of fate, where it's just like a human person going against all odds and achieving miracles. There are 19 of these people, and they are a cult.
in fact, I want to see more of them already. Why is there so little in these?
Yeah, they really need to expand on some of the more, not just in Fate Grand Order. I'm okay with not all of them being in Fate Grand Order, but just like overall in Fate media, we need to see more of the Hassan.
They're
I mean,
supposed
we
to be
had
the
a-
default assassin. Why do we see so little?
Yeah, that is true. We see a lot of Hassan in the first arc of FGO, and I wonder if because they wrote so much Hassans, because we have King Hassan in Babylonia, and then we have the group of Hassans in Camelot, and then we have King Hassan and the group of Hassans again, Solomon, I think. I wonder if because we had so much Hassans in the first arc, if in the second arc they were like, maybe we should lay off the Hassans a little bit, and then that just means that we got no Hassans at all.
Basically, I think, yeah, that's what happened. And also just Fate Strange Fake. Everything that's happening there is just like Nameless Assassin and the Shadow of the First. Just amazing characters. I love them.
Honestly, just knowing about the powers of the different Hassans that we haven't seen yet through Nameless Assassin using them, it's really interesting because all I can think of is how the hell did they create these techniques? Because like we know Cursed Arm, he has like the arm of like a devil or something, and that's why he can just yoink your heart. But like the other ones are all just like, yeah, I can make your head turn into gunpowder and explode. What do you mean you can turn somebody's head into gunpowder and explode?
And also, he only stands up to a grown man's kneecaps. He is a short king.
They're so weird. I want them to be in FGO.
King.
He's a goddamn Lalafell.
Oh no! Pure evil.
Yeah. Jinkei gets love ya. Jinkei is mostly carried on from my childhood love of the movie Hero, which is based sort of on the story of Jinkei. Not like directly, but definitely heavily inspired by. And also just in Fate Grand Order, she's an amazing character and a lush drinker.
She gets some damn good CEs too.
Oh yeah.
I'll say. Like she got a
We get,
recent
like-
one that's like, damn.
Isn't there like one
Like-
where she's in like a white suit and she's like with, I think, Hassan of
She went to
Serenity.
Hassan.
Yeah, and Athako, and they're all in suits, and I really like that CE. And it's a 3-star CE, so I get to keep it in my collection forever.
Yeah.
They're doing like kung fu in their suits or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was from the Amazonas event. I recently saw that idea of a summer Jinkei, where each ascension, she has a progressively larger margarita, and I love that.
Oh no, Jinkei went to Margaritaville. Oh no, the singularities in
No.
Margaritaville. We gotta get Jinkei out of there. I like Jinkei's story beats in Lostbelt 3 because her entire thing of the unfinished business with Quiche. Because yeah, you failed to assassinate him. Well, now you got a second chance. Let's go at it.
Yeah. Now, Vlad the Third, looking at the other Berserker, I may switch around Berserkers being best in class. So right now he's going to go into 10-10-10. There are 2 other contestants for Best in Class. I don't think any Berserkers are peak for me. While I do love them very much, none of them are that transcendent for me. But it's going to be really hard for me to choose which one's Best in Class. But I love this man. First of all, I'm into it. Second of all, he's just so goddamn cool. And knits, which is extra cool. I love the idea of him just hating Dracula and wanting to undo its existence and just be the quote-unquote noble king that he wants to be. I put that in heavy quotes because he did absolutely genocide a few people.
Yeah, he did in fact murder. Let me. Quick. Google
I
search.
think you should consider
Turks.
why he's the inspiration for a vampire king in the first place. Well, not king, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Vlad impaled 20,000 men, women, and children. So he did murder a couple of people.
Oh yeah,
Bro
that's why I
needs
use those
to
quotes.
Self-reflect a little bit, I think.
No, he doesn't regret shit.
He regrets nothing. He did that
You
shit,
don't have
and
to
he's like,
regret
yeah, I
it.
did that shit.
Not to regret it, but maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's funny that he's a berserker because the only way he would ever allow anything about Dracula to be mixed into his legend is if he was a berserker.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Kat's gonna go into Still EX because while she's a delightful character and wears nothing but an apron for her last ascension, peak character design. The thing with ever since Arya came into existence, no other Tamamo can compare.
Damn.
And she can't be on this list, and it makes me sad.
Even then, there'd be like a long wait because it's still NA only.
Yep.
I like Cat. She can do really scuffed quick farming, which is not meta at all. I think her being a cat, a dog, and a fox is really funny. She goes meow, and she goes wolf. She's a cat. Not that she's a fox. But she's not even a fox. She's a jackal, because Tamamo isn't a fox. She's a jackal.
No. What? No. Tomo is a fox.
No, there was an entire thing where, like, Amaterasu was like, no, Amaterasu's not a fox. She's like a jackal. Because she supposedly got synchronized from not Japan. I don't know. I went to an entire Wikipedia crawl.
Yeah, no, that was the entire thing in Tunguska where Tomo was saying, it's like, no, I am not Daji, I am Tomo kind of thing. It was like that kind of thing. So that whole debate. So Daji, I think, is supposed to be, she's saying is a jackal, but Tamamo is supposed to be the nine-tailed fox spirit.
Yes. But then Tamamo Cat was like, we are Daji, though.
Tamamo Cat's fucking insane.
I mean,
but insane people are right. A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I will say I love her idol outfit, the rollerblade waitress.
Oh my god,
Yes.
Rollerblade Cafe!
Yes, it is great. Drake, I'm going to put into Still EX because I'm kind of realizing the reason why I love her so much is because of my own damn theory and not so much about anything canon about the character.
Man.
Oh, is it the Drake is Queen Elizabeth theory?
Yes. Not to knock the character at all. The character is great, but I'm realizing she is elevated to EX tier for me personally, based purely on that speculation. Which is kind of stupid.
I wish fate actually proves theories right sometimes.
Yeah. Or at least wrong. One of them just acknowledge them.
I'll say it's badass that she kicked Poseidon's ass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. I love female pirate captains that beat fucking sea deities. Cough, cough. Francis Drake. Cough, cough. Beto Genshin Impact.
Holy shit.
If I had a nickel for every female pirate captain that beat a sea deity, I'd have at least 2 nickels.
Nobu, original Nobu is gonna get Steel EX tier, really just because Mao Nobu is so peak, and also just has normal Nobu as part of her Ascension lineup. Mao Nobu in every form just kind of fully superseded Archer Nobu. Let's be real here, because even when normal Nobu pops up, it's just first stage Mao Nobu now.
I don't know. I feel like nothing can really beat Archer Nobu's like crazy ass faces from the Type Redline manga. Like how do I get like I know that Archer Nobu is technically a part of Mao Nobu, but specifically Archer Nobu is the one in Fate Type Redline, and Fate Type Redline is fucking peak.
Yes, it is, but we're not reviewing Type Redline right now.
Man,
I wish I just thought that like Mao Nobu's what Nobu would have been if she was no welfare in the first place.
Basically. But Summer Nobu is getting Lovia because she turned Hanoji into a giant flaming skull for a rock concert. What the fuck?
Because she's based like that.
gotta rock.
And roll.
Power of rock, baby.
Skahawk is getting into 10-10-10 because I just fundamentally love Skahawk. Yeah. Summer Skahawk can be here too. But fundamentally, I just love the character in a purely not deviant way.
Likely story.
She's just a fun, very angry Scottish aunt type character. And I love the idea of her wanting to die so bad, but only in a blaze of glory. And that's just a fun character trait.
I mean, hey, if you're gonna die, might as well go out in the most cool way possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Makes sense for someone who teaches heroes.
I really like that one art of her in the like sweater dress.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, baby.
Yeah, and I do like
sweet.
I do like the summer version just purely because she causes problems on purpose.
It gives the master out chocolate alcohol.
Yes. One of the like 10 other servants to do that.
Along with a few on this list. At least one other one I can think of.
Yes. Fran is going into 10-10-10. I just love her. Summer Fran. God, I almost want to put her into peak because Summer Fran is such a mood.
He fucking manipulates Moriarty.
Yeah.
Emotional manipulation.
So pretty cute, the relationship.
You know what? Yeah, Summer Fran is peak.
Fuck it, yeah.
Fuck it. I do what I want here.
I'll say it's a very interesting take on the Frankenstein's monster idea.
Oh yeah, definitely. She was also my like first non-welfare gold NP5 servant, where I got her to like NP12.
That's really funny because I don't have any copies of Frank.
She got like weirdly shafted in Apocrypha, kind of.
Yeah, she turned into a Deus Ex Machina in Apocrypha.
In the last second.
And I will never agree with that. I don't care how anyone wants to explain it to me. I understand it perfectly, which is why I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
And then you have me, who perfectly likes Apocrypha, and in fact wants Amakusa carnally. I mean, what?
No, I like Apocrypha. I'm just saying.
But the part with Fran specifically at the end, like, no, what?
Exactly.
Also, I don't think about. What are we noticing?
I have Summer Mordred here, but I don't have normal Mordred. What the hell happened?
What did you
Damn.
do?
What did I do?
Then you only like them when they're being a little more tsundere, I guess. Or no,
You
I don't know
only
how to
like
word
you
it, but
only
like Mo
you won't
Summer is a lot more affectionate than Saber.
you only like Mo when he has his little sailor suit on. You only like Mo when he's Donald Duck. You only like Donald Duck Mo. I just like Surf Mo's
Oh
sailor
yeah,
suit.
I
I like sailor suits.
yeah, I I do love Sailor Mo. I'm so flabbergasted by that. I'm just gone.
Let's just place Mo. We're already talking about Mo. Let's just place Mo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
10,
myself
10, 10,
placing
10.
now.
I love Surf Mo. They're amazing. I love the scene where they talked about laying pipe.
I'm sorry, Mo. I have to make out with your brother. It's fine. The oh god, the Orkney siblings bring me such joy because it's like it's Gawain, Agravain, Gareth, and Mordred, and then two more that we don't have in FGO.
Sorry, not sorry, Mo, but I'm gonna. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something about Morgan, but it's too late.
We'll get to Morgan later.
Yeah, yeah, she's coming up. So
Yeah. The
hey,
Shikis.
the root.
E-
I
e-
can talk about
e-
these two separately, which is fun.
Yay!
Because they are very different characters. I will say Saber Shiki, which is Void Shiki, is very much peak because
Let's fucking go.
she has all the powers in the universe. She can rewrite reality if she so chooses, but she's so goddamn eepy that she don't give a shit and just wants to nap. So she made two different personalities so that she could not be bothered.
That's like a fun way to execute such a powerful character.
He's literally the root, and Guna literally technically has reached the root via her.
Yes. But speaking of normal Shiki, 10 10 10. If you haven't watched Karna Kyokai, watch Karna Kyokai.
Aye, Captain. I will add this to my ever-growing watch list of shows that I never watched because I'm watching Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Dear God.
I forgot. It's like you sort of Yaoi Yuri duo. It's
One of
fun.
them speaks only of Yuri, the other only speaks of Yaoi. Now you must figure out which one.
Alstafo. Double checking.
Oh,
Best in class. The first time we're actually locking one in.
there we
Finally.
Alstafo is great. Beyond the memes and everything, I love Alstafo's character, just that pure-hearted agent of chaotic good. Like, imagine playing this character in a D&D session. It would be so much fun.
Oh, that stuff is great. A lot of internet content loses sight of what makes Astolfo Astolfo. Astolfo is not horny. Astolfo is just here for a good time.
No. Alstafo is 100% horny. He fucked like 100 women.
Okay, but the horny is secondary to the having a good time. Because the good time doesn't need to be
Yes.
horny. The good time could just be going on a wild goose chase.
Exactly.
go. I will say, like, I love. I'm not gonna go into detail because it's still new, but a moment in Tron which Astolfo was amazing.
Yeah, I need to
I
get
still
into
need
Trom.
to do Trom.
Yeah.
And again, I can't go into detail, but when if you know, you know, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I started, like, the first chapter of Trom, just... The way it was presented just kind of put me off on it, but I'll get to it eventually. But Maeve. Still an EX
Hey.
tier. Because I do love her fundamentally. There are moments where I feel like she's too much of a bitch, and that really turns me off. But the overall quality of the character is amazing, and which is why she was an EX tier overall. But those moments where I feel like it's just like it's a bit too mean-spirited and too unlikable, which is what keeps her at the bottom here.
I love Maeve.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be the hyper super mega bitch slut, and by God, will she be that person? And I stand by the on this Independence Day.
Helena gets best in class, which is a default one. If I had another one that I was like, yeah, she would be peak, but here we are. I love
I
her.
remember how much. I remember, like, you heard about her a little more back in the day, but, like, yeah, I remember the strong passion for her, very Mahatma.
Oh yeah, she's 100% Mahatma because she is an amazing character that I feel gets slept on in terms of like modern mages and just characters in general, where it's just like she mastered modern and ancient magecraft in her lifetime because she like caught a glimpse of the root while taking a nap or some shit. And that I feel like doesn't get touched on enough as like the big lore implications for that nonsense. Like, it's an amazing character.
I'm just reminded how dirty they did her in Agartha.
Oh yeah, I hate
Yeah.
that shit. But Summer Helena gets 10 10 10.
Hey,
I like her collection of men. I like Edison and Tesla and Sherlock Holmes.
Thing no living person has ever said, I like Edison.
yeah,
I mean, I don't like him. I just like his dynamic with Tesla and Helena.
yeah.
I'm a Tesla fangirl if it comes to that.
I like the little nickname Sherlock gave her, Yelena. That's cute.
I think that's just
You
how
realize
it's
give it back.
properly pronounced in Russian.
Fair point, but still, they go out of their way to separate them in the game.
Yep. Jolter
Oh shit.
going into Lovia. Because here's the thing with Jolter. Back with like how I was talking about with Mosh. Absolutely basic. But I am a basic bitch. And I adore her.
I
She's
do love the white girl jokes with her.
Oh yes, but also it's just such a fun thing where she like first appeared as a rinky-dink year one villain, and she just went on a full arc over the course of like over a year to become a servant and then such a staple character to the overall story. It was a wild ride and done so very well, where it's just like, of course people love her. You did such a good job writing her.
Yeah, that's how it's done. And no comments from the other friend.
Oh, I was formulating the thought. I think that I like Jolter. Jolter's really good. And also, sometimes simplistic is best because when you overcomplicate the servant, you can end up with like nobody wins situations. Like Van Gogh. Everybody thought that Van Gogh was gonna be Van Gogh's sister, but no, she's actually like 10% Van Gogh and 10% imaginary numbers and 80% Clitty from the sunflower myth from Greek mythology, which came out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So we're just like throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping it sticks. And Jolter's just simple. Jolter's just not a real person, not a real grudge, but she's real now, and that's what matters.
Yeah, that does go back to my thing of fake granddaughter overcomplicating things for no reason. But yeah, they did not do that with Jolter. Very straightforward and works masterfully.
One of my favorite Frenchies on here.
'Tis I, the Frenchiest fry. I know my friend really likes Sanson, and I really like Iskandar. He gets 10 10 10 because, again, I started with Fate Zero. Of course I love
Valid.
Iskandar. Iskandar is such an amazing show stealer. every single scene he was in was peak. And when he shows up, the rare times he does in Fate Grand Order, like during the rerun event of Elmaloy, where he showed up in the side story with Hephaestion. That was a great moment. I love that. I love him.
He's such a fun dude. I do like the dynamic with Waver too. The impact the dude left on Waver, like damn.
Yeah.
I need a
Never letting that
Skandar
shit
and
go.
Waver to make out in the next FGO event or else.
You could just find like 500 dojins of that though.
Yeah, but I need canon making it.
You're never getting that.
Probably not. Alright, Shootin' loves me, this I know. She rearranged my guts to tell me so. Shootin's peak. If you have played any amount of time in Fate Grand Order and seen Shootin, you know damn well she's peak. And if you argue with me, you're just incorrect.
I love the part where she has like a noble phantasm where she steals all your bones.
Yes. Sanzang.
Yeah.
I'll put into Love Ya. Because I do love her. She's so flighty, but also just very good cleric monk type hybrid character. I can't think of anything ostensibly wrong with her other than the fact that her noble phantasm should look more like how it did in the movie, because for all that movie's faults, and there were a lot of faults, it was visually stunning.
Oh, I still can't make heads or tails of the part of the Camelot movie where Lancelot and Aggravate are fighting. It's pretty. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, no, that's that entire movie.
Oh, like shouldn't you have like put like the shooting ult too?
Oh, right, Caster. We'll go into 10-10-10. Because it's still shooting, and I do love how she's just doing this to make Ibaraki happy. That's just lovely.
Yeah, that's cute. Like the one Halloween welfare that wasn't Liz.
Yeah. Speaking of Ibaraki, that she's going to 10-10-10 as well, because she's a good banana.
Hey, you
I
have
do.
2 layers.
Look at that face. She is a good banana.
Yeah.
I do like when they show that Ibaraki's affection for Shootin isn't just one-sided.
Oh yeah, that's very lovely. I love that too.
Yeah. The shooting isn't as obvious about it.
Yeah. I do love when they actually show Shootin being, for lack of a better word, human. Because she does have emotions. She does feel and love things, but just conditioned by Oni culture, much like Ibaraki is.
The entire thing with the Genji characters and what it means to be human and what it means to be Oni and what the difference is between the two and how pretty much all of them are in between cases is really interesting because the quote-unquote human Genji, aside from Suna, are all technically part Oni, and all of the Oni technically are not fully Oni.
Yeah. It's a thing.
It's a whole big thing, no worry, man.
Nitocris is going into 10-10-10 because it's Nitocris and she's Nito. Who am I to argue with the god of the underworld, Anubis? But being seriously, she's such a fantastic character. I love how she wants to be all high and mighty, but is such a down-to-earth person at the heart of it. It's such a great dynamic in her brain.
I think Nitocris is a really good example of when Fate Grand Order takes a really niche, not well-known, not super famous historic figure and just does whatever the fuck they want, and it ends up being good. Because Nitocris, in all rights of it, is a very minor pharaoh. Her entire rule was becoming pharaoh, killing everybody that wronged her, and then offing herself. That was it. Didn't do anything else. No politics, no nothing. Very minor footnote of a pharaoh. But in FGO, she's Nitocris.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually the first I've heard of anything about her outside of FGO, actually.
Archer is an interesting one because it's actually the outside of Summer Helena and Santa Altera. This is the first Archer outside of Nobu that I'm going to be talking about in this nonsense.
Hmm.
The Archer class is just filled with characters that I'm just kind of mostly meh about. And I don't know why that is exactly. Like, when I like a character, I do like them, but most of the time I'm just kind of just like, yeah, you sure are there. Ishtar I
Yeah.
will put into best in class. Because I do love Ishtar, mostly carried by my love of the one and only Rin Tosaka, who
Knew
is
it.
like one of the best characters in all of Fate.
Yeah, it's fair. It shows really great. I'm not as familiar with Rin, but I do enjoy events with Ishtar.
Yeah.
He's a good friend.
It's like, hey, what if we made Rin more selfish and like 5% more tsundere than she already is, and that's how you get Ishtar.
It's
I
really
think
hot headed.
Ishtar suffers from a lot of like quote unquote useless goddess propaganda in the fandom. So a lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
push Aresh to be better than her. I like them both. Um, I like Ishtar. She's not as useless as people make her out to be. She's just got a big head and a big ego.
Yeah.
And the other Ishtar sort of kind of stole her Googlana. Not her fault. It was the other Ishtar's fault.
Yeah.
How was Ishtar supposed to know that the Ishtar in a different timeline would steal her Googlana?
And probably never even crossed her mind. Still
Should
hasn't crossed her mind.
no, should have been
Just
five
tried to
brained about
get
it.
that roll back like 3 times now? Nothing.
Yeah, basically. Quetzalcoatl or Codal. Which one was it? It's Codal, right? Quetzalcoatl.
Actually, it's Quetzalcoatl. The L is silent.
I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Just say Quetz or Ketz. That's it.
She's going to love Yatir because who doesn't love big, strong, older sister type character? It absolutely is peak with her. 10 out of 10 would let her suplex me into the cement any day of the week. Go rant now.
I just like I don't know like where to even go. I have so much I could say is the thing. Also, don't forget Samba.
Oh, Samba Santa. 10, 10, 10. Because
Yo,
while I do think Altera is the best Santa, Santa Quest is the second best Santa. The absolute majesty of not only just the misinterpretation of Santa as a Samba, but also summoning a giant present as a meteor spirit bomb thing as her noble phantasm is so goddamn stupid. I love it.
actual fun fact: in Mexico, in the year 1930, they did try to replace actual Santa with Quetzalcoatl.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they actually tried that. I don't think Natsu or whoever wrote the event knew, but that was an actual thing. It obviously didn't work out,
Yeah.
but he still. And I will say that like Quetz is the reason I play this game, is the reason I know you guys, is the reason I'm here. Like I just saw her on Tumblr once and like almost into like, hold up, who is this? Holy shit. I learned more. I decided to play. And that was like she's my first 5 star. Like design is peak for me, and like now I found out she's this buff, powerful big sister who's super caring, but also will flip to being like almost psychotically savage too. It's like, damn, okay, you just hitting all the right spots. And then she rides a fucking pterosaur too. Like Jesus Christ, I can't handle it anymore. Like it's just perfection almost for me in this. The only complaint I have is they don't use her enough, and I'm gonna fight someone over that.
Asher, you got anything?
Don't you love your big, powerful One-sama and her magnificent body slam?
Fair enough. Caster Gilgamesh, love ya because this man literally died from overworking. I will always say this is the best version of Gilgamesh just in terms of personality because he still has that big boisterous arrogance to him while also just genuinely being a good king where it's just like I would love to see this fucker in the debate of the kings in Fate Zero. That would make it way more interesting.
Archer is just Gilgamesh in his 20s partying, and Caster is Gilgamesh in his 30s forced to actually work his job.
Yeah.
And finally stops being a bitch about it. Shit. Get down to business,
to be fair, his situationship died and he became aware of mortality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ah, shit, I can die. Fuck.
Jaguar Warrior, going to love ya only because Taiga is peak.
Yeah.
Jaguar Warrior nerfs the ever-loving hell out of her.
Yeah. I still am trying to figure out what kind of spirit she's supposed to be. As the resident, like, best, most knowledgeable person about Mesoamerica, I'm still not sure what Nasu is doing with whoever is doing with her. Like,
well, no, again,
like,
the idea, the spirit possessing her is kind of irrelevant because Taiga, being Taiga, superseded whatever the hell went into her. That's the entire point of the character, whereas like, it doesn't matter what Mesoamerican lesser spirit went in there. It's the fact that Taiga, if they went into Taiga, therefore Taiga supplemented them.
Yeah.
And that's why I love her.
Like Jaguar Warrior just because of her third ascension where she's all up in her mafia getup.
Oh, yeah.
And I get to see some Jaguar chest.
Yes. But that's also a reason why she can't be higher because they don't show that enough. They showed that once, and they cut it from the anime.
They cut that.
Yeah, true. They do put her in her onesie a lot, but I like the onesie. The onesie's cute.
It's cute.
It's a nice onesie, but still.
Musashi is best in class for Saber. I should probably put these in order. There we go. I do very much love Musashi, and again, like I said before, she can flip-flop between Htlart and Musashi being best in class at 10 and 10 because they kind of are a similar thing in a kind of opposite way where they have so much potential, whereas Musashi reaches that potential, but now is kind of like in a stasis point where it's like we're expecting something else from her because you don't just disappear in Fate.
Yeah, no.
You fully just don't. So it's like there's that potential there, but she reached her potential overall. Htlart has untapped potential that hasn't even been touched in Fate Grand Order, but has been touched in Extella. So we kind of can see what potential is for both of them going forward, and we're just kind of waiting for it to eventually happen. And I just kind of love both of their concepts fundamentally.
Can't think of anything again, but I do love Musashi, her little silly friend who kept coming in and out during the Lostbelt. And she did go out in a fucking badass way.
Oh, yeah.
I like her American flag bikini.
Oh, yeah. And how she pretended to be her son in that event, technically.
Weird. Which was weird.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why she didn't go EX.
Meanwhile, her real son, the real smoke show of it all. I like her son.
Apparently, it's implied that that game happened in between, right before that event for Musashi, and that's why, or something like that. And also that's why her supposed to connect the Berserker class. That's her summer class and also the class she was in that game. It's right here that's supposed to be connecting.
Cha-Cha I'm going to put into Love Ya, mostly because I want them to do more with her. I love
Yeah.
this character so much. She's such a silly Billy while also being a fun motherly figure. It's a great character concept and execution, but I do want more. I want her to have one of those fun 5-star variants that everyone else is getting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every time we get a new announcement for a Guda event, I'm over there praying, like, please, I've seen what you've done for others. I've seen what you did to Nobu. I've seen what you did to Ryoma. Now you must give Cha-Cha a 5-star.
Yeah, every welfare, almost every
Because
welfare is getting one.
yeah, because they gave original they gave Nobu a 5-star version. They gave Ryoma a 5-star version. They gave Kenshin a 5-star version. That leaves Cha-Cha, what's her face with the gun. I know it's very descriptive because Guda
Yeah.
and Ranmaru. I think is there another one I'm missing?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
EO, but technically her 5-star version is technically Himiko, who came out before.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, they have to
And
give
now
Cha-Cha a 5-star Avenger version where she's more motherly.
you know, she'd probably hate being summoned that way.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, but it would be flavorful and I would enjoy it.
It'd be like counterpart to Marie and Marie Alter almost.
The extra classes. Should I do just like best in class for like the entire extra class, or should I at least make the attempt to separate them?
I think that you should
Good
do two
question.
best in classes, one for the Moon Cancer Avenger ruler trio, and one for the alter ego pretender foreigner everything else
Okay.
trio.
So if I do that, then Melt, because it's alter ego, foreigner, pretender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's those
And
three.
the other is Ruler Avenger Moon Cancer.
Yeah. So.
Because if we do one for each class, I don't
Yeah.
think we have enough of each class for it to be interesting.
Fair. Okay, so in that case, Melt is going to be best in class. Because I fucking love Melt.
The CCC event is such a masterclass in writing because you meet Melt in the event, and even if you didn't play Fate Extra or Fate Extra CCC, you get so connected to her so easily.
Yeah, and also like just the story of her defying time, even though that's like not really in her prerequisite skill set, she does it anyway, is so amazing.
Yeah, and it cost her life, but that's the tragedy. It's Swan Lake. This isn't a good story. This isn't a good ending for the protagonist.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful story. Wu Zhe-shan, very
That's
close.
How you say it.
Close. I'm definitely not doing it properly. I'm confident that I'm at least close. I feel confident saying I'm 90% there. Watch someone in the comments say I wasn't even close, but I feel that way. Wu is so close to being best in class, but there is one assassin that ekes out over her. But I still love Wu so much. I love the bratty Empress character, and I just have like this. I've told you guys before, but I have like this image of my OC Maya Hanagami getting into like shenanigans and situations with her, just all the mischief. And I just kind of love that mental image. And I love whenever she pops up. And because, yeah, Agartha wasn't great. I don't mind her as much in that, but everything after that improved her character so exponentially. It's amazing.
That can thankfully be said about a lot of Agartha characters.
Yes.
They got better later.
I really like Wu's dynamic with Yang Guifei.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. I was going to put Penthin to love ya, but then I remembered the Amazoness.
Yo.
I love that
Depends.
goddamn subplot that comes up every now and then, the Amazoness nonsense. It's so absolutely ridiculous, but it's always so much fun. And that event was also great. It's just Penth with a tie and glasses.
I keep her in that outfit always when I got it.
Yeah.
I do think it's really funny. Like, how do we make our barbarian look formal? Give him a tie.
Yes.
And glasses.
Like a maiming version of those shows where they show you how good their blender is.
Will it blend? You will. Summer Salter, writer, maid.
Is a maid.
Yes. And you know what?
Our maid.
Because, let's be quite frank here, not only is this Saber Alter as a rider, but also rides the motorcycle and uses a goddamn sniper while dressed as a maid. What is not to love about this character on every physical and metaphysical level?
Yeah, you got me there, I'm gonna be honest. A fun example of a character getting two alts, a second alt of a class she's already been an alt in.
Yeah, that part's weird.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
This
feel
one
like
actually acts like a rider, the other one doesn't.
Honestly, I feel like counting Santa Salter as a proper writer ult of Salter is like giving them too much credit. She was like the first
It really
welfare
is.
ever. She's literally just a copy paste of regular Salter, but slightly worse, and
Yeah.
also a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, it's a what were they thinking moment.
And she was the first welfare. There's going to be some jank. Well, she's the second welfare because the first welfare was Saber Lily.
Yeah.
Chiome is best assassin.
Hey, that's the one.
I love her. I feel like I used to feel like I was one of the few people that love her, but then I noticed like people when I made the summer video and had Summer Chiome, I saw other people comment just like, "You had me at Chiome." And I was like, "Yay, Chiome lovers!"
You found your people.
I found my people. She's so cute, and I love her. And she's going to feature in another video that I'm going to make eventually. Probably not prominently, but she will be in it. And Neza is best Lancer. I love Neza so much. I feel she is criminally underrated. I also just kind of love the trope of incredibly stoic woman that shows no emotion, but is also definitely a goddamn weirdo. It's such a great character archetype.
Was Neza in Salem? I have no memory of Salem.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
I love that thing. She is in Salem, and she's introduced like she's been there for a while, but it was her first story moment, so it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I think it's sad.
She was able to carry over from China to India.
I think it's sad that her role in Lostbelt 4 is just to be the jobber that dies to evil Neza.
Basically, it's depressing. Time for the moment that we've all been waiting for. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? Abby, 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 talking about Abby. I will not apologize for anything that I just did, because Abby is amazing and I love her. She is my daughter. I am making an entire video talking about foreigners soon, and she takes up about 5 minutes of that video.
Only 5? Wow. Dude, show some restraint there.
Watch it be a 6-minute video.
Yeah. Never mind.
I like when Abby goes, turtleneck with the pancake. Yeah. Turtleneck with the pancake. And then she just meows.
She's so amazing. I can't wait for the inevitable introduction of Super Abby and the inevitable ordeal call foreigner thing.
Our third foreigner Abby. Feeling daring, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. I can't.
I mean, it's on.
Abby is the BB and Dantes of her class when you think about it.
There really is just that one character that can only be one class, huh?
Yeah. Technically, Saber was supposed to be that, but that turned out to be a lie.
Yeah.
Well, technically, all of her alternative selves are weird.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Hokusai goes into 10-10-10 because I just love her. She's such a fun character. And the little octopus Toto-sama. And also how she immediately just goes tits out and is just all about that lesbian life.
I think it's really amusing the way that actual Hokusai, met an eldritch god and was like, nah, I don't give a shit. All I care about is art. Fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
That is genuinely one of the most amusing parts is that all Hokusai cares about is art. Hokusai does not care about anything else, theoretically. I mean, he likes hot babes, but...
Yeah.
That's for art. It's for artistic purposes. And so when introduced to an eldritch god, to be an artist, you typically already have to be a little bit insane. So when introduced to an eldritch god, it's like, okay, yeah, who gives a shit? I want to do art. All I care about is art.
Yeah, he's based as hell. Anastasia is a gremlin, and I love her. She's such a damn gremlin of a character.
I do love also it's like at least a little bit based in reality. Like the snowball thing apparently actually happened.
Yeah, her and her sisters took selfies. Well, selfies with like an actual camera, pulling silly faces, and they would put rocks and snowballs and throw them at people.
Yeah, and they're very anecdotal stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, because she died in pretty recent history, and she died pretty young because she was only like 17 or 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was under the age. So yeah, I think it was 17.
And so I really like the Fate granddaughter Anastasia. In Lostbelt 1, I like her, but I really, really like her summer alt a lot more than her regular version. Because I just like when she gets to basically just be, live a normal teenage girl life. Because I did a lot of research on the actual Anastasia, and it's very sad what happened to the real Anastasia. So I like when FGO Anastasia gets to just be happy and silly and a gremlin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And she does do that outside of the summer version. It's more in interludes and stuff, but she still has like those moments of just being herself, which I very much enjoy.
I love the running gag of the "it's goddamn hot."
Yes.
Yeah. She even did "it's goddamn cold." Like, what? It's cold too now?
Well, yeah.
That version would handle that better.
Avisabron, just based purely on the redemption arc that he had in the first Lostbelt, he gets love ya. Other than that, bit of a bastard, but his absolute turn of face and just being like, no, I'm disgusted by that other version of myself. We ain't doing that shit. Love it.
I think there was a theory that Shakespeare influenced that a little bit with his whole writing thing and tragedies.
I think a lot that can be said about the servants in FGO that first appear or alternatively appeared later in other works, because you can really see the difference between like a typical mage master, like an Apocrypha. Those were all like real mages performing real mage activities, versus Gouda, who's not a mage in any sense of the word. And how that affects the way servants behave and how the way servants treat their master, even.
That says a lot about how mages kind of suck ass as people.
Basically, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, a lot of them will encourage the darker, eviler aspects of a servant because it suits their need for a, murder machine. Like, oh yeah, cool. You want to make golems out of people? Head. That'll help me win faster.
Ryoma time. I'm gonna be real. While I do love Ryoma, I'm mostly here for Oryu.
I mean, fair.
You're so real for that.
Yeah, again, Sakamoto is a great character. He's a great guy. He's fun whenever he pops up. I love his dynamic with Izo. But let's be real. We are all here for freaky frog woman dragon.
I think honestly the frog puppet she has in the.
Oh my god, the frog puppet! I think one of the best parts about Ryoma is just the dynamic he has with Oreo, because this is a single unit who has their own self-contained character dynamic between themselves, and it's a really interesting one because most of our other duo units are like, oh, you're my sister, I love you. Oh, you're my sibling, I love you. I want to protect you. I want to protect you. In this case, it's I'm married to you and I'm a freak. I'm married to you and I'm a bigger freak.
Yeah, basically.
There's not enough couple duo servants.
Yeah.
But Ryoma is the only man who could match Oreo's freak.
They are Gomez and Morticia for the Fate franchise.
Oh my god.
Big brained.
I'm gonna put these two up immediately together because they kind of fit like the same thing, where they just take one of their tropes and just go kind of wacky with it. Summer Jalter and Summer Jean. It's hilarious to me. I love it. It's peak character lampshading, basically. Because the moments where this happened twice in two separate events and stories where Gouda will look up to the sky and see Jean's face like Mufasa in the clouds giving advice, and that is the best way. No other character would be as perfect as Big Sis Jean to do that.
And doesn't Jolter sometimes appear and like accidentally refer to Jean as sister and then go, she's not my sister?
Yes.
It's fuck. But you admitted it. You admitted it.
It's so
then you have
great.
Tiny Jance at the sidelines. Like,
John's just such a weird fucking unit. She's a talking dolphin.
That's also or shark.
It's like she was able to somewhat hypnotize the master to help her instead of their own damn servant.
Yeah, and the dolphin is sometimes genocidal, which is very accurate for a dolphin.
Exactly.
Yeah. I will never forgive her third ascension, though.
No, it's ugly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ponytail is where it's at.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love the ponytail on Nesama.
Weirdly enough, it's the same thing as with OG Sabers, Artoria's which is also an archer summer outfit, where the third ascension is just ugly as all sin.
I think Takeuchi just doesn't really know how to progress a summer outfit. Because he'll get the first two really good, like, oh yeah, a swimsuit, and then a different swimsuit. And then the third one is like, okay, we need to make like another swimsuit, but like make it like more extravagant, more fancy. I don't know, just draw random bullshit.
Yeah, random bullshit. Go. Mysterious Heroine Double X. I'm gonna put into still EX here because while fundamentally I like that she's just working a 9 to 5 and is just like me for real, there's not really else I care about.
And yeah,
she's cute. I love the mech outfit.
I
think it's slightly funny that she's basically the Lancer to she's the Artoria Lancer to MHX's Artoria. Main reason being not because she has a mini yet, but because she has eaten so much cheap instant ramen that her bust size has increased.
Oh my god. Gotta
Because
tell
MHXX noticeably has a larger bust than MHX.
Yes.
Julia.
She is also technically supposed to be older than MHX.
True.
Yeah,
MHX is supposed to be in high school.
Yeah, she's supposed to be what Artoria's age, which is like around 15, 16. I think this is supposed to be like around 19.
So yeah, she is the Lancer version because she's older, has a Rongo Miniad type thing, and has a bigger bust.
yeah, two-ended one.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I think she's 20 because I do think she is able to drink. Seatonai gets 10, 10, 10 because it is Fate Stay Night Elia, who is just my favorite Stay Night character.
It's like it's the Ilya. Disregard Prilia. This is Ilya.
Yes. But, yeah, she's fun. She's great. She has fun moments. She doesn't show up enough. But when she does, like when she had that Berserker is the strongest moment, peak cinema.
I like Sentinai because I find the fact that her dog, who is a bear, is named Shiro. And I think it's funny that her dog is a bear because Sentinai has a dog, but then Loki and Freya were like, it'd be cooler as a bear. And 2-1 outvoted Sentinai in making the dog a bear.
Benny Enma. I'm not sure if to put her to
Hey.
10, 10, 10 or to peak because she is Tiny Bird Gordon Ramsay. And that's just
I
an
love it.
amazing goddamn concept.
All of the female yokai having nightmares of culinary training with her. Tamamo and
True.
Kiyomi May.
Peak.
The fucking Mahime, I think.
So yeah, Benny Enma's peak. She's also the servant that I think would fit Batman the most, which is going to be relevant for a future video. So there's that. It's an amazing character.
Also, sadly, like the only one of like the three alters in a future story to not get the costume.
Yeah.
Crazy. I hate when they have like a fully finished sprite for something and then never make it playable.
Yeah, it's
That's just
insane.
prime.
Because the amount
Really
of
gonna
times
do
that
that?
happens. I'm not talking about like the sprites that are very wildly different from the playable type of sprite, like Baby Karen or something. I'm talking about like the recolors,
Yeah.
the slight
Just
redraws.
slap the costume on. Why? They especially stands out because she's like a group of three, arguably four. The fourth one's weird. And she's the only one that didn't get that.
King Protea. Beeg. 10, 10, 10.
Go.
Yow!
She is such a beeg. I love her.
I love it too.
And yet she go gow.
She goes out.
I
I love her second
I love-
ascension the most. That's the best one to me.
the moss onesie.
Yes.
Go.
Full kaiju.
I love her, and I love that Tiamat slightly. I think one of her boyfriends does address the fact that technically, in a way, KP is part Tiamat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like all the mother goddesses or something.
Yeah, she's like all of the Earth Mother goddesses smashed together.
Yeah, I do think for like all the pieces together that make up the Sakura 5 that we have, I think we're just missing one of them. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but I think it's only one that hasn't been in the game in some facet. Again, I could be wrong because I'm just talking off the top of my head, but I think we definitely have most of them. Most of the pieces that make up the three of them.
It's your turn, Azure.
Yeah.
Right.
Going into Lovia. I do fundamentally love her. I love the use of evil Sakura for the host. I do love the character's progression and how they act throughout the series, especially that interlude where she does the dream sequences with Gouda. That was a fun trip. And then when we had to go into the depths of her mind and fight male counterparts.
Every day I pray that male comma becomes playable. I know that Redrop loves to draw male comma. Please, Redrop, bargain with Natsu, I beg of you. Bargain. Just one ascension, that's all I ask for. Just one male comma.
We are moving on to Summer Comma, who gets 10 10 10 because unrestrained summer fun comma is amazing, and I do love every single swimsuit design for different reasons.
Oh, hey, like, my fave and Azure's fave got, like, the same treatment with default and alts.
Every day I
Yeah.
wish that the dress or the one piece swimsuit outfit that Summer Comma have were costumes. Because as much fun as Comma being only covered in fire is, unfortunately, I play Fate Grand Order in public sometimes. And that's not Gucci.
Yeah.
That's not Gucci for that.
Yeah, that's
You
fair.
gotta go, like, the other ascension, just in case.
Also, speaking of summer, I just realized I forgot to do Summer Melt, who is peak. Look at those glasses.
The penguin parka! The penguin parka!
Yes.
All right, I looked it up, and the parts that we haven't seen of the Sakura 5 are technically Leviathan and Sarasvati from Melt.
No, we've seen Leviathan. That's the penguins.
Are the penguins
Sure.
literally Leviathan?
I assume so. Because she is supposed to be more Leviathan in this one. I just assume that it just takes the form of penguins.
Well, in her swimsuit, Meltrose is accompanied by a group of penguins which she insists are actually Leviathans. This is because she doesn't actually know what Leviathan looks like and doesn't want to embarrass herself by admitting it.
I love
They're
that.
not Leviathan. They're just penguins.
No,
They're just
she
penguins
says,
that follow
she
her around.
says
Right
that they are
there.
Leviathans.
Melt, I'm just saying.
She says they're Leviathans, therefore she's Leviathans. If there was a part higher than peak, she would be in that tier for that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the one that we technically have not seen, according to your logic, is Sarasvati.
Yes.
I love Summer Melt. I love that she has this slightly stupid but really silly mechanic where I think if she from Bond 1 until you get her to Bond I think it's 5, she wears her sunglasses in all of her portraits. But once you get her to Bond 5, she takes off her sunglasses.
I also love how Summer Fran calls her mama.
Oh, I remember that now.
That's so great. Also, her relationship with the cone during the cone event. Beautiful.
Oh,
Mel has such maternal roles.
Yes.
It's really amusing.
Yes.
Because she especially compared to her sisters who have far more maternal components,
Yeah.
but are not maternal.
It's the juxtaposition.
So I had to wait for the other two to show up finally.
We are almost 2 hours into this video. Let's get a move on with Rhaenys. There's a lot of dead air that's going to be cut, so me saying that, we're probably not in 2 hours into the video. But as of recording, we are nearly 2 hours recording.
Hey.
Rhaenys is Lovia because, damn it. She is just, again, a gremlin character. But she doesn't show up enough in Grand Order for me to really appreciate her as much as I do when she shows up in El Malloy. But still, I love her. She's a great character.
I love that like an actual devil tail shows up for her sometimes, and I think maybe the horns. I don't remember. I know the tail shows up, which is being mischievous and evil.
I just love that one gif of her where she's double fisting glasses of wine.
Oh, you'll love to see it.
Doesn't she have like an interesting relationship with Olga in the outside of FGO materials?
Yeah, they're like besties or some shit.
Estrella.
Oh yeah, Estrella.
Hey.
I'll put her into Lovia, mostly because with how Luvia is, I adore Luvia as a character. She's fantastic. I feel she is underutilized as Astrea. Because yes, we do get the fun justice suplexes and all that wrestling stuff. But at the same time, it's just like, it doesn't feel the same. Like with Htlart, that feels like an exaggerated version of Rin. Whereas with Astrea, it doesn't feel like an exaggerated version of Luvia. It feels like a downplayed version of Luvia.
We complete the Muscle Girl quartet
Yes.
with Martha, Quetz, Pence, and Estrella. And if you couldn't tell with at least some of the stuff she has in common, I do with her. I do love Estrella a lot too. But also like the smug, like princess type girl is amazing too. So it's like, damn, this is peak for me. Like nearly as peak as Quetz.
Yeah.
Because Quetz has biases in there that are edging her out hard.
Janako. Yeah, I'll put Janako into Luvia because she is just like me for real. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about her.
Kanako suffered for our sins.
Oh, she suffered so greatly for our sins. Oh, that's a torture I would not wish upon my second worst enemy. Let's see. Mori! I love you, Mori. You're going to 10-10-10. That one scene in Redline where your head blew up was kind of cool. And then, because you put it back together.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Li Xuan just kind of blasted his damn head and it split it in two. And Mori was just like, nah, and just slapped his head back together.
Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, it's peak.
Yeah. He's cool. And I love his, like, puppy dog mentality and everything about him.
I like him. Some people... I see some people act like he's just Red Coup.
No. How does
No.
anyone get that?
I don't know.
He's nothing like Coup. That's such a wild take. Mini Vinci gets 10-10-10. She is very close to being best in class writer. Al Safo definitely just ekes her out just a bit. But I love her. I've said it before, I do like her more than Caster Da Vinci, and that's mostly just because of how the two feel in the story, whereas Mini Vinci feels much more like a companion character, someone that we're kind of like on the level with, whereas Big Vinci is more just like the kind of arms person in the chair kind of character and feels less connected, like there's less of a bond there. And that I know that's just me because I know a lot of people feel differently than me with that, but that's just how I
missed
felt.
my mom, Brian.
Yeah. That's how I felt going through the story, where it's just, I did not have as much of a connection to her as I did with Mini Vinci in terms of the story narrative and writing.
I like Mini Vinci. I like her entire part of Lostbelt 6 with, oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. How could I forget his name?
Oh, 6. Oh, Mike. I love Mike.
Mike yeah, I like her entire thing with Mike.
Mike is the only goddamn fairy I respect that aren't the Tamlin.
He's the only fairy that could set aside his own selfish desires for the betterment of somebody he loves.
Yeah. Speaking of Lostbelt 6, Gareth.
Hey.
Who is and isn't in Lostbelt 6 because convolution.
It's weird. Yeah.
She gets 10-10-10. I love the puppy dog knight. She is so adorable, deserves head pats, and I want more interactions with all of the knight characters, not just like the Artoria thing, but I want her to have more interactions with Mordred. She has plenty of interactions with Gawain so far, so I'm happy there. It's just like, she's such a great character, and I like to see more of her.
Well, I understand that the Lostbelt 6 Gareth isn't actually Gareth. It's just a fairy that looks like Gareth. I can't help but just feel that it's very, I don't know, it's very sad to me that every time Gareth is involved in like a main story chapter, either in passing or in current, it ends very poorly for her.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Because she dies before we get to Camelot because she couldn't stand the blood on her hands anymore. And then not Gareth, who is Gareth, dies as Lostbelt 6 so that we can continue our journey.
I will say it's funny how we're introduced to Gareth, though.
Oh yeah, where she bought Yowie.
She just ran, like, I don't even know if we know her name at that point.
No, we don't.
Might be just like, nice
Oh,
girl.
the Seven Summerfest is so good.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that is a peak event. She just came in, bought Yowie, left, came back 6 months later. Charlotte Corday is going to get into peak purely by virtue of having made me cry not once, but goddamn twice. I cried so hard during the end of Atlantis or whatever the hell it was.
Atlantis.
It was Atlantis.
Yeah.
I keep on getting, because the other one's Olympus. Atlantis. That was so heart-wrenching to me. And then the Seasons magic trick during the summer event she was in, that also got to me. That was also heart-wrenching. It got me right at the heartstrings. Girl made me cry twice.
Like, want to see me make Master cry? Want to see me do it again?
I have no strong opinions on Charlotte Corday, honestly.
Fair.
Oh,
Man.
right, I do have one. She has a weird, fucked up looking angel.
Yeah, biblically accurate.
I feel like just need to be more shit.
Salome. I'm gonna put her into 10-10-10, which is mostly because I know she has like big things in Trom, which I have a gut feeling is going to put her into peak for me, but since I haven't finished Trom yet, she's just going into 10-10-10 because, again, she's terrifying on a very psychological level and is perfectly written that way, and is still got me feeling some ways.
I love Salome. She has head.
Salome?
Another one of those berserkers that calls you a loved one of theirs. It's like,
Did you just question my pronunciation of her name?
I thought it was Salome.
I don't know how to say her name. I'm American.
Hey, watch both of those be very far off or some shit.
Oh, very possible.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wikipedia, what do you think?
Yes. Yeah.
How to say Salome?
I'm
Salome.
gonna hold
Oh,
this dog.
yeah, I got it. Salome.
Hey,
Salome.
you did it. Congratulations.
Fight me. Speaking of fight me, Fortnite Osaka Behime. It's not peak because Fortnite can never be peak to me, but still the very concept of it still being in a Fate character, whoops,
Oop.
is such a
Very
great thing. And I love it so much. It's so stupid.
Is there a video of Osaka Behime set to Chug Jug with you?
Maybe.
Could be. Like on the All Muscle channel, I could see
Number
them
one
doing
to do.
that.
Oh, yeah. We're about to get that. I don't know Fortnite. All I know is
No.
the Chug Jug song.
Someone get her English VA to sing that.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
Her English VA knows how to be cringe in a fun way. The
We
way she
probably
said
have to
those
see if
lines.
she has, oh my God, that website where you can pay voice actors to say shit.
Oh,
fucking,
Cameo.
yeah, Cameo. God.
You probably have to
love-
see if she has one of those to see if we can make her sing Chug Jug.
Yeah. So
Oh
stupid.
god. We just send it to our one friend who loves Osaka Behime.
Yeah. Who
Who
did feature
knows
on the
what
channel
he'll think?
before.
Yeah.
Now we're up to Summer Goddess Rogdomidia, because I'm pretty sure, weirdly enough, this isn't just Summer Latoria. It's Summer Goddess Rogdomidia, which I don't understand.
Yeah, Yeah, she is very specifically goddess Rungominiad and not Artoria Lancer, because Artoria Lancer was a very specific person from goddess Rungominiad.
Yeah, which again doesn't make any goddamn sense on how this character exists because she was not meant to exist anymore. But here she is in a bunny suit owning a casino, and that's pretty amazing.
I'd call her Buntoria because of that.
Yep, Buntoria.
Summer events do that a lot. Just break the rules because unrestrained summer fun.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I think it's really funny that Artoria's knights convinced Bunny Toria to wear a bunny suit while running the casino.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting that's how it happened.
It's great. As a great character. Spishtar.
Fish.
She's not best in class, actually, but very close. We'll get to who's best in class later. But, like, if I did, like, the Avengers, she would be best in class there. But I love her. The two other Ascensions that she has that isn't featured here, I could kind of give or take, as far as character goes. But, like, gameplay, of course, she's amazing. And the Spishtar that we have here is a fantastic character.
I do love this. Let's make her like a space bounty hunter lady.
I love Spishtar. I hate her third ascension.
Lord. Which ascension?
Her third ascension. I don't like the pink and blue hair against the red mantle. It's not a good color combination. It irks me. The blue and purple outfit is so much better.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of multicolor hair, we got Nagiko! Say Shogun.
Say, that's my spunky, crazy daughter that calls me a boomer, even though I'm not that old.
Basically, yeah. She was very close to beating out Ishtar for best in class as Archer. Because she is such a wild card kind of character and so fun to interact with. She's actually the reason why I like Doman more than I used to, just based on how she torments his life.
I love her interactions with Doman. I love Doman. I didn't really care for Say until it came to her interactions with Doman, but because I love Doman, I love the way Say torments him, because Doman just torments everybody else. But you know what? Fuck it. Make his life worse.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
And
hit him with the squeaky hammer.
Skater girl.
Summer Say.
Put him in the jar.
Summer Say gets peak. Summer Say's goddamn amazing, because it's everything that's crazy about Say dialed up to 11 because crazy Summer fun, and also that third ascension. By God, she is peak.
It's too peak, some would say.
Yes. It's the summit and the peak altogether. Voyager gets 10-10-10 because he is Voyager, my Voyager. Just a fantastic character, and is also one of the reasons why this channel started picking up speed is when I started talking about Fate Requiem, because I had theories and thoughts about Voyager because they were such a fascinating character. And now we're here talking about him once again as he's in Fate Grand Order and is fantastic.
Every time I think about Voyager, I want to cry a little because of the tenacity of the human spirit and just everything he represents. Humanity's last hope, the last remaining will of humanity, the remaining remnants of what will be left of us once we're all gone, what other species will see of us from across the cosmos, people that we will never see, never meet, never ever forever see our civilization will know of us because of Voyager, and that which makes me really sad.
Like the embodiment of the human spirit versus the emptiness of the earth. What was it? That one meme of like the human spirit versus like the wholeness of the universe or some shit.
I do have a video about my thoughts on Voyager and everything on that, which I basically touch on the same things here. But like for my full thoughts on that, so yeah, go watch this video. That video. But yeah, it's very much the same sentiment as been brought up. It's a fantastic concept. Speaking of a sort of similar concept in a way, yeah, Castoria feels like a very similar character in that sense, where it's just like the indomitable spirit, just like not necessarily humanity, but just of the world and everything that is meant to be good and what is supposed to be, and just how that faces against all sorts of obstacles and everything. No matter what hardships are faced, no matter what cruelties happen, she perseveres for that one simple hope that she knows she will never reach, and yet she still keeps on going, and she's going into peak now.
Yeah, correct.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong in her entire journey. Nothing was good about it. A lot of people that she loved and cared about were lost, and she just kept persevering and persevering until she finally gave up her very self, not to forge the sword, but to beat Cernunnos. And even then, the very concept, the idea of her continued on. Even if it isn't her, the Castoria as a concept and will of the world continued forth to help save us again. And I just think that that's very cool.
Yeah.
And shit like this is why people love LB6.
Oh yeah. It's such a fantastically written story where it's like people say, oh, it's overrated, and it's just like, no, it's just good. Summer Kiara, I don't know why she's here. It feels right that she's here, but I don't know why.
I just find it funny she stole BB's class.
That is funny.
It's
Like,
probably
Juniko was
because
given permission, but Kiara stole it.
Probably because of her funny dynamic with Big Hans. I
Uh,
love Kiara X Hans. I look at so much fan art of them. I just love they just have a really nice dynamic.
Speaking of
Yeah,
characters
like
with
a
good dynamic, romantic dynamics, Yume Ren. Summer Yume Ren. I just love that summer story so much. Probably like my second favorite summer story, and she just has such a good role in it. Constantly dying and
yeah.
coming back and just doing stupid shit.
And that
Gag of her
Lancer.
dying over and over again is so funny.
Yes.
I like the little special sprite she has for when she died. Like the normal
I
outfit, but
died
like the ghost
again.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh hi, I got killed again. Like, god damn it.
But now Himiko,
Himiko,
best in
Himiko,
class.
Himiko. There
I
we go.
I love Himiko so damn much. Just like the pure goodness, the absolute airheadedness. She thick. There's nothing wrong with her.
The Himiko punch.
Yes. The big punch.
Himiko, punch.
I love her NP chant where she just keeps going Himiko, 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 Himiko.
Sidetracked. Vitria. Peak. She represents
Sadistic little lizard.
yes. But no, she represents my favorite archetype in all media, where it's just humans overcoming everything. Just no matter what, never giving up, never giving in, and surpassing any obstacle in front of them. It's why I like Batman. It's like why I like Kill la Kill. It's why I like Alucard, because Alucard fills the same role as Vitria does in a way. It's such a great human spirit archetype, and I love to see it. I am a sucker for it every single time without fail.
It is fun. Like, there's a character that loves seeing humans struggle, but especially loves when they actually do surpass. That is really fun. I love that. Even
I
her
like
fucking
Beatrice.
Valentine's CE is like that.
Yeah, I like Beatrice's first ascension, and then I also really like her Valentine's because it's just like an impossible puzzle to get to the chocolate.
Yes. It's great. Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's peak. Here's my thing. By virtue of everything, I shouldn't like Karen as much as I do, but Karen is so perfect at being Karen that I can't help but love her. And also, Super Baby God Karen is the best thing to ever come out of this goddamn game outside of Melocene. We need more of it.
I was surprised, like, he showed up, like, in immediate next Valentine's event, at least for a cameo suffice. Damn,
Yeah.
already?
I love
Yeah.
Super Baby Karen because she gave us the best reaction image known to mankind.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I love her baby speak.
Oh god, it's so fucking stupid.
I love when EFCO just does dumb shit for their events because it's like, okay, yeah, this is an event. Because they have like the serious ones, and then they have stuff like Super Baby Carrot. It's I had to go find it, and I'm saying stuff like, "It's time for all of you to burn in the fires of hell, meanies."
Meanie!
Sometimes.
I love, like, the somewhat serious threat with the baby talk and then just meanie dum dums.
It's such peak character.
So funny. Genuinely one of the
I
best
love her back
one of
head.
the best event enemies ever that isn't a serious event enemy.
Yes. I'm gonna skip Galatea for a second to go to Crane, because we're gonna have to duke it out in a second with these two berserkers. But Crane is going to love you because I mostly just love her faces. She makes great faces. But is also is a kind of fun character. It's mostly the faces.
Yeah. Right. I wish I could have had her.
She also helps assist in maximum Melocene damage, so yay.
But also, I think, just like you, as a connoisseur of the Yuri.
Yes. Anyway, so now we have to duke it out between these two berserkers because I'm not sure if Morgan is peak or not, or best in class. And Galatea is also best in class, or 10-10-10. Because I love Galatea so much. She got the big pants, but also the story of her just trying to figure out what exactly love is. It's like she knows she's felt love, she knows she's been loved, but is she still like kind of in that weird state of just like, what exactly is love? And is trying to figure it out. And I love that story arc for her. And Morgan is such a fantastic villain character, just especially a sympathetic villain character. Every single thing and action about Lostbelt Morgan is fantastically executed. Like if it was normal caster or ruler Morgan, that's a bitch. But Berserker Morgan, fantastic character, and that is such a hard choice. It's just like, but it's like, do I like her enough for her to be peak, or is it just best in class? And that's just where I'm stuck here. So I want to hear your guys' opinions on these two, and maybe I'll be able to decide.
Unfortunately, haven't experienced Galatea as much as you, so I can't say as much about her.
Okay.
I also have not really read the Galatea story at all, but I will say about the tropes that you've mentioned. The trope of a non-human or robotic character learning about love is just a very good and nice trope in general, because love is such an intrinsic experience to being a person. You have love for your family, you have love for your friends, you have love for romantic prospects, but just love in general is just a very just broad concept. And so a character having to learn about love is just always such like a fun thing, because it's like, what is love? What defines love? Is something that defines love? It's like there's so many different forms of love. But on the other hand, you have Morgan, who, for all intents and purposes, she's a tragedy. She tried everything she could possibly do to save Britain, repeating the timeline, doing everything she could. And eventually she had to just give up on saving like all of Britain and try to just preserve the land of Britain itself, because trying to preserve the people the people are the fairies, and it's in their nature, but they were just awful. They were repeatedly awful to her, made her suffer, made people who she cared about suffer, and just overall, it's very hard to want to save people who seem to act like they do not want to be saved. And so she gave up.
Mm.
She gave up on her purpose of saving the fairies, of forgiving the fairies, and chose to just save Britain. She just wanted to have the land. And who could blame her? Even Castoria wanted to give up because fairies are a hard sell to make. Why? Who would ever want to forgive these people of their sins? But that's the thing, is that's just, even if people aren't forgiving, aren't deserving of it, they have to be forgiven in a sense. Although in this case, we weren't really forgiven; they kind of just died, but they were forgiven in a way, kinda.
I don't think anyone forgave the fairies. I think they just let them burn.
True, that was beyond our control, though.
Well, yes, it was, but there was no forgiveness in that situation. The curse laid bare everything and killed everyone.
Pretty much.
There was no forgiveness in that equation.
And the thing what really gets me about Morgan specifically is Oberon. Oberon detests Morgan. He thinks Morgan is an idiot, a fool, and just kind of like playing house, basically. But he couldn't deny the image of Britain that she wanted to present to everybody. He couldn't deny the beautiful picture, the beautiful storybook that she brought. The story that she gave Britain is a beautiful one. She wanted people to see her magnificent kingdom and experience its sights. She wanted people to look upon Britain and see something beautiful. And she never got to have that. We look at Britain and we thought it was beautiful, but deep down it was rotten to the core. It was a gushing wound full of pus, covered up in a pretty veneer of a crumbling facade of a working country. And I think that's just very tragic. She worked so hard for nothing in the end.
Yeah, no, she's definitely an undeniably tragic character through and through. There's no question about that.
And even like the one person that she deemed to care about, even in her ice cold heart, even though she didn't show it, was killed right in front of her. Well, maimed, because technically Balvin didn't die until she got thrown into the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put Morgan into best in class because while I fundamentally agree with everything you just said, and everything you said was perfectly describing the character, there is still just like that kind of level for me personally that just stops her from being peak, being like that kind of transcendent to being favorite in all media, because I don't know how to put into words. It's just something that just like stops it from reaching that point. But still, for all the reasons that you said you love the character, I love the character too, because again, the tragedy is perfect and beautiful, even with how sad it is. And so I can't deny that. And that would mean Galatea goes into 10-10-10.
Hey.
Continuing on with the tragedy of Lostbelt 6,
Yep.
Barghest and Sith are going into 10-10-10. They are equally as tragic characters, like maybe not to like the length Morgan went through, but definitely in like just like the pure quality of pain and despair that these two have suffered throughout their lives and turned them into what they ultimately became and ultimately are throughout the story that we read. It is
Barghest being unable to fight against her very nature of eating the people that she loves and ending up sowing the seeds of her own people becoming monsters, to the point that she, a knight charged to protect the people, deems instead to destroy these monsters that she has created and in turn become a monster. It's very just sad. And then you have Balbin, who is a naturally very good, kind fairy who suffered repeatedly because of her good nature, to the point that Morgan had to teach her to be cruel to protect herself, that she has to be this evil little maniacal pixie of a person. But in the end, even that doesn't save her, because she's so cruel that the people hate her and, maim her. but even her own cruelty driving her. She's naive. She is a naive little princess that doesn't understand her own actions, and that leads to her suffering from using something that she doesn't quite understand.
Yeah, it's just every single character in that goddamn story is a tragedy through and through. It's so wild.
Oh, nobody has a good end in Lostbelt 6. You don't even
No.
have Storia.
Mike has a bittersweet ending. Like, he dies, but his soul's going to heaven if no one else's is.
There is a heaven.
Of course there's a heaven. We have Jesus.
Well, of course there's a heaven, but I don't know if the Lostbelt characters get to go to heaven.
I don't know, if the Lostbelt characters get to go to the throne of heroes, they can go to heaven.
Sure, I'll work with that.
Another tragedy. Melusine, top of peak. Favorite character, bar none. You have seen the several videos that I've made about Melusine. She is a fantastic, fantastic character. From the absolute tragedy of her story of just kind of being what is essentially a zombie molded to look after the most beautiful thing that she's ever seen, which is also just a wretched, wretched being that she is tied to soul and heart, and just kind of has to live with that.
I love
the Toxic Fury.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love Toxic Yuri.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it's also, and beyond that is also, she is such a, like, if you ever read her room lines, her Valentine's, the goddamn fireworks are going insane right now. She's also still very sad. She's a very a very clingy cat-like person, where she doesn't like to be left alone. She likes to always have someone to fawn over and fawn over her in turn. So it's a very interesting thing where she's obsessive, but to the point where it does feel very loving. It doesn't feel controlling, where it's probably the opposite for her experience with Aurora. And also, again, the Valentine's thing, by God, that's going to rewrite someone's brain chemistry with how absolutely intimate it was. It was like brainwashingly intimate, where it's just like, if I read that with the male pronouns, I'd be fucked in the head right now.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, no, go read that if you have the chance. It's insane how
I'll read
it
it in a year when I get Melusine. No notes. I can't add anything. You're the Melusine guy. Your opinion is the highest opinion of the three of us of Melusine. You're like the chancellor of Melusine. What are we supposed to say? I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's also that the opposite of that one meme where it's just like, the boss when you fight him, the boss when you get him. She's just as goddamn powerful as boss fight as when you actually use her as a servant. It's hilarious. Now we get on, the last 5 are just silly billies. After all the tragedy.
Yay.
Yeah, Summer Okita Alter. Amazing character, the dynamic with Rengoku is so great. She is so dumb. I love her for it.
She is such a silly.
I also,
it's like,
yes.
So between Okita and Nobu, they're both stupid. But if we had to call one the smart one, I was gonna say Okita, but actually they're both just stupid.
Normal Okita is the smart one. Okita Alter is the dumb one.
Yeah, normal Okita between her and Nobu is the smart one that actually is like, oh my god, Nobu, there's consequences in life.
Yeah.
Can you believe that, Nobu? Because she's a cop. And then, I guess to make her an alter, the counterforce was like, oh, she doesn't need her brain cells. Let's put a bomb in her. It's fine.
Get rid of that tuberculosis,
Dang.
take away a few brain cells, and there you go. She's tan now, too.
Hell yeah.
And she's a talking sword. Let's go.
Which sometimes turns into a mini version of her.
And also sometimes possesses her body.
Yes. I'm also kind of just, like, wild how, this is Takeuchi, right? Yeah. Takeuchi drew the baby legs for Rengoku. It's just the baby legs.
And baby leg.
Yeah.
Doesn't she like pick up Rengoku in one of her attack animations?
Yes.
She shows him off like a child or a cat.
I love them so much.
There's fucking Lion King in the beginning, like
Yeah. Mysterious Renmaru X is getting into Lovia because while I do fundamentally love her character and the sharp teeth and the eye patch and the everything, she also fundamentally confuses me by her mere existence. How does she have the domain outside of existence skill? How does that work?
For the same reason that MHXX gets to be a foreigner, the servant verse.
But she's not a foreigner.
Well, she still has the foreigner skill.
Yeah, but she's like
Servant-verse.
she's the only one outside of Mysterious Heron Double X to have that.
I presume it's only just because Ranru is an alien from a planet full of other Ranru.
I guess, but why doesn't the other servant verse people have it?
That's a good point.
I don't know. It's a question we gotta ask Nasu.
I mean, Okita J Shoji also has it, and she's not even from the servant verse.
Doesn't she have like servant verse text strapped to her back?
Yeah, but that shouldn't give her a skill.
They really shouldn't. I don't know what the fuck is going on. They're just doing whatever.
Bazette gets into 10-10-10 because I do love Bazette fundamentally, but the absolute elevation of the character where I did not expect to like the relationship that she had with the god inside of her to be so damn amazing. I was not expecting that at all. I love their relationship with each other. It's really funny and just all around fun.
I like Bazette. I don't really like the wedding dress ascension. I like Bazette with short hair.
I like the battlesuit version. That one's my favorite.
I prefer the
wedding
suit
dress on someone else.
I just like my women in
good design, but don't put it on her.
Yeah, no, fair. That's fair. But I'm just saying, I like the second ascension the best because it's like, she's wearing the Celtic battlesuit.
Kinda.
Yeah, the Celtic
battlesuit. I like the mechanic she has because I think she's like still the only person to have the mechanic of having an NP that's entirely just counters.
Yes.
And the funny part is that she counters not just attacks, but buffs and debuffs.
Yeah, counters goddamn everything.
Yeah, you even look at her direction, she is bashing you over the head with her fist.
You so much as move your arms to say a funky voice line, it's motherfucking over for you.
Like,
it is on sight when I see your ass.
Again, all the bad things about Prillia. Bazette's fight scene in Prillia is goddamn beastly.
And I think making your NP a counter NP is a really good way of at least trying to incorporate the way Fragarak is supposed to work.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy's name is Taijin, right?
Taisui?
Taisui, that's it. He gets still EX, because I love the cones, which is why he got into EX, in general. But since he's not a cone, he can't go higher than that, unfortunately.
He still acts like them a little at least, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely, which is why he gets to be in EX tier at all. I just want my little marshmallow boys back. Or girls, or whatever they were.
There should be an animation where they temporarily turn into the cons again.
Yes.
for a little bit, like for an attacker or skill animation. That'd be fun.
I think it would be funny for a skill animation if they like did something and then like exploded into a pile of cones and had to rush back together to reform.
Yeah, that'd
He
be great.
great design though that he's wearing the ribbon from that Melt gave to one of the cones. Love that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
perfect.
adorable.
And his ascension materials are the ribbon, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Tai Sui. I have very conflicted feelings because he's my fun boy, but then he turns into a fully grown adult man for his NP.
Yeah.
And then he also has an NP, a CE where he is a fully grown adult man who is not wearing pants in the water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pants
And
are for the
so,
weak.
that's my son. He's just also a fully grown adult man sometimes. It's fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So now we're up to the last one, Daikokuten. And I should address that. I know I didn't go over the other servants that didn't pop up in other tier list videos. And that's because when saving them to make a quick tier list for the opening of this video, I realized I really only liked Daikokuten and the Trung sisters. Trung sisters were A tier, and Daikokuten are the only EX tier. That's how that worked out. I was just like, let's skip it since only one servant's going to be relevant here. And they are going into 10, 10, 10 because I love these mice. They are great, great fun characters. They are my favorite part of that terrible event. And just, I hope they show up a lot more in other events to have these fun interactions with. They're so fun.
I know they get to show up with Dirk at some point down the line.
Oh, hell yeah. I also do just enjoy the concept of that they're actually supposed to be the actual Daikokuten, the like divine figure, but he couldn't be goddamn bothered to show up, so he just sent his servants.
Honestly, that's fun.
I think
We're
they're really
Weird,
funny. Because I really like the one ascension where they're all wearing suits. They're very dapper. Those are dapper fucking mice. I really like the mechanic in their challenge quest where if you bring a cat servant, they freak the fuck out. And one of the cat servants that counts is fucking Doman. He's not even a cat. Why is he here?
Melusine is more of a cat than he is. But
Get that shit away,
with
bro.
that,
Are we done with the list?
yeah, that's the list.
Yay!
These
we
are my
did it.
most favorite of favorite servants.
We win.
We have been recording for 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yay, we did it. It only took 3 hours. Woo! Oh, my head
That's a
hurts.
combo.
Yeah,
I've been staring at my phone too long.
I'm starting to lose my voice here. God, do I make this one entire video? I guess we'll find out. If you made it through this absolute, gauntlet of a video, thank you so much. I'm assuming you just had it on in the background just for white noise, and I'm fine with that.
A view's a view.
Yeah, tell me your favorite servants down in the comments or something. Go watch the other videos that I have on Fate on this channel. You guys got anything you want to plug or talk about or curse?
I can't really think of much other than like be hyped for LB7 there.
Alright.
Reject the meta. Don't roll for summer Ibuki. Save for summer Combats rerun so you can get NP5.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time in the void. Later.